So if I was to call myself a superhero, I'd probably call myself the Red Tie because I've got a red tie and it's really cool. But on to the review. So Kick-Ass 2 takes place not long after Kick-Ass 1, where Dave and Mindy are trying to adapt to a normal life, but they can't really because Kick-Ass inspired everyone else to like dress up as superheroes and like patrol the streets and stuff. Now with every gang of superheroes, you have supervillains. And the antagonist of this movie is Red Mist from the first movie. Something happens to him, so he becomes evil, and now his name is the motherfucker. Okay, now before anyone starts complaining about me swearing in my videos, let me just tell you that that's actually his name in the movie. So go look it up if you don't believe me. It's actually his name. If you have a problem, then good for you. So the movie is well acted for the most part. Chloe Moretz is still really great as Hit Girl. Kick-Ass himself is still cool, but doesn't really have the same screen presence as Hit Girl. Jim Carrey's in this movie as well. He plays Colonel Stars and Stripes and is probably one of the best supporting characters in this movie. The other supporting characters are kind of just like thrown in there for lols, and you don't really care about what happens to them, but you know, they're there to drive the story, and you know how it works. I have to say that the motherfucker is probably one of the funniest characters in this movie though. Like some of the best scenes are involving him, and he's just really legitimate and funny in this movie. It's just fun to watch him when he's on screen. So in Kick-Ass 2, both Kick-Ass and Hit Girl have their own story arc, which inevitably intertwine. Hit Girl is trying to be a normal teenage girl, and Kick-Ass is wondering if he should still be Kick-Ass or just like throw in the towel and be done with it. But obviously that's not gonna happen because this is a movie called Kick-Ass 2, and obviously it's gonna continue the story of Kick-Ass. Probably the best character story though is involving the motherfucker, because it's just how he transforms from this like just really pissed off guy because of what happened in the first movie. So this really evil dude just wants to like kill Kick-Ass once and for all. I have to say though that this movie is not as good as Kick-Ass 1 in many aspects. For one, the tone of the movie kind of shifts from like dramatic to comedic to dramatic again, like kind of all over the place, so it didn't flow as naturally as it could have. Some scenes even looked like they weren't supposed to be in a Kick-Ass movie. And I was just like, whoa, what is this? Also, the music is noticeably weaker than the first movie. You guys remember like the corridor music, Prodigy stuff? The music in the first one really like it added a lot to the scenes that made them feel more epic. In Kick-Ass 2 that doesn't really happen, unfortunately. And about the fight scenes, oh man, the fight scenes. Well, you guys remember the first movie, you had the warehouse scene, the rescue scene, Hit Girl's freaking corridor scene, just like one of the coolest things that I have ever seen. That stuff was really cool, and in Kick-Ass 2 there's nothing even close to that. Now I know I bitch about shaky cam a lot. I complained about it in Wolverine, I complained about it in Elysium, but that's because directors keep using shaky cam. For those of you who still don't know what shaky cam is, it's when the camera is shaking like crazy so you can't really tell that a fight scene is badly done. Now the funny thing about this is that they probably film it on a Steadicam rig and then add the shaking in post-production afterwards, which I really don't understand why, because it makes everything hard to see and not enjoyable as much as it could be. Now I know Kick-Ass 2 didn't have a budget as big as Kick-Ass 1, so maybe they had to cut the fight choreographer out of there, which is unfortunate because the Kick-Ass 1 fight scenes were really cool. In Kick-Ass 2, they kind of So while Kick-Ass 2 isn't as polished, isn't as stylized, isn't as cool as Kick-Ass 1, it's still an enjoyable movie. It definitely doesn't deserve like the 20 or 19 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just some really low score, and definitely deserve that because it's really not that bad. I walked out of Kick-Ass 2 still pretty entertained, but that's because I like Kick-Ass 1. So I would say if you're not a fan of Kick-Ass yet, go watch Kick-Ass 1. And if you like that, then go watch Kick-Ass 2, and maybe you'll enjoy it as much as I did, or maybe even more. It's probably gonna be hard for you to say, yep, Kick-Ass 2 is a better movie than Kick-Ass 1. No, it's not, and you know it. But yeah, that's all I got for Kick-Ass 2. Feel free to agree or disagree, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time.